So we may have reached that final quarter of 2024, but that does not mean the games are slowing down, because we got a lot to look forward to. Hey there, I'm CGDannyB and I really like indie games and I like sharing them with you guys. And with the spooky season upon us, you're gonna need something new to play while you're sitting on the couch waiting for trick-or-treaters to show up at your door. So how about I show you 15 upcoming indie games that you can play in the month of October. I do one of these videos every single month, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on finding your next favorite indie game. So how about we stop yapping and I start showing you some upcoming indie games. What if you were condemned for all of eternity to suffer in the depths of an eldritch arena? Well, then you might be the main character of Kill Knight, in order to absolutely demolish the swarms of demonic horrors coming after you. Your goal is to master the demon within you as you dance with death in the abyss. I know this all sounds super edgy, but the game looks cool. As you survive the onslaught of demonic forces, you'll unlock powerful new weapons and equipment for your knight's arsenal, giving you new special abilities and fire modes to your ever-growing collection of pistols, swords, armor, and more. And the longer you survive, the more speed and damage you output, eventually making you a killing machine. Battle through a responsive and visceral top-down adventure as you descend the 5 layers of this hellscape atmosphere, each more deadly than the last. Prepare to devastate the swarms of monsters as you master the demon within when Kill Knight drops on October 2nd for Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Good morning, racing fans! The sun is shining and you can smell the burnt rubber and gasoline in the air. This is Victory Heat Rally, a retro-inspired arcade racing game that features 2D sprites on 3D racetracks, filled with explosive colors, a high-energy soundtrack, and the ability to drift right into your opponents and smash them off the road. Begin your racing career by selecting your star driver, customize your vehicle, and rise up the ranks as you compete for first place in a mixture of high-speed races and silly kart-related challenges. And when you're done smoking nerds in the single-player campaign, you can hop on over to the local arcade mode for up to 4-player split-screen excitement. Featuring 12 superstar drivers, each with their own specialized car for you to soup up, Victory Heat Rally is going to be a blast for fans of these over-the-top kart racers. Strap in and prepare to take these turns at breakneck speeds when Victory Heat Rally releases on October 3rd for Steam, and get this, Crunchyroll Mobile. So I guess I'll be continuing to watch That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime as I'm drifting around the racecourse. The Wizard Squad is back and ready to master the Arcana in Wizard of Legend 2. Taken over by a new studio, Wizard of Legend 2 drops players in the role of an up-and-coming wizard, facing treacherous challenges in this fast-paced roguelike adventure. In an age of myth and magic, wizards from all across the world are assembling with an ambitious goal of taking on the trials of legend. This ever-shifting gauntlet will require you to experiment with all forms of arcana, from fire, wind, earth, and many more. Or you could just be like me and pick one to get really good at without trying the rest out. Yeah, water powers for me, please. The original Wizard of Legend game featured just 2-player co-op, and even though the early access build is going to do the same, the full release will eventually include up to 4-player co-op. So now's the time to get really good so that later you can show your buddies just how badass you are. Get ready for these magic-filled trials that are more than likely going to put you down more than once when Wizard of Legend 2 drops on Steam in early access starting on October 3rd. As a gardener, you've been hired to maintain some rich dude's property over the weekend. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, in Grunn, things aren't exactly what they seem. As you're searching for your collection of lost tools, you discover some very spooky things around every corner. And unfortunately, the owner's out of town, so you're on your own when it comes to figuring out what's going on here. Explore the scenic village as you trim some hedges, water some plants, and discover the secrets of this Dutch countryside town. Just make sure you're back in your living quarters by nightfall, because you don't want to find out what happens after that. In a strangely satisfying combination of cozy garden sim and psychological thriller, Grunn is looking to be a mysterious adventure you're not going to want to miss. And you can check it out for yourself when Grunn drops on Steam starting October 4th. Welcome to Phoenix Springs, a desert oasis that's home to a very strange community. As Iris Dormer, you'll reconnect with your estranged brother as you explore ancient ruins and interrogate characters to uncover the mysteries of this town. In this point-and-click adventure set in a striking neo-noir world, players will conduct investigations by collecting clues and finding a way to connect them. Just remember, even the right leads can lead to the wrong place. Find out what's helpful to you and throw out the useless stuff so you can solve Phoenix Springs logic-based puzzles. Featuring a fully voice-acted narrative, stunning hand-drawn animations, and some challenging puzzles, Phoenix Springs has the potential to be a standout experience for this year. And you can find out for yourself when Phoenix Springs releases on Steam starting October 7th. Craft, manage, and explore your own world as a dinosaur in Amber Isles. The prehistoric residents of this quaint, friendly village are in desperate need of a shopkeep. And guess whose responsibility that is? You guessed it, yours. Name your shop, customize your storefront, and start crafting and selling items to the villagers so you can upgrade your establishment and become close friends with your neighbors. And once you're rolling in those dino dollars, you can expand your island by unlocking new areas and decorating it with all the foliage you want, and making a brand new space for new paleo folks to move in. And new neighbors equals new customers. So be sure to deck out this village so everybody wants to move in. You'll also meet other newcomers like Ice Age mammals, marine life, Permian amphibians, and more. And yes, I had to Google what Permian meant, and I still don't quite know how to explain it to you. Get ready to stock your shelves and dust off those displays when Amber Isles releases on Steam starting October 10th. So this gorgeous anime-esque game was supposed to release back in April, but it got delayed. Now last time they pushed it back after I already released the video. So listen, Europa, don't make me a liar a second time. Europa is a stunning Studio Ghibli-inspired action-adventure game about an android named Z searching for answers. On a lush terraformed moon called Europa, you'll run, glide, and fly across the landscape as you solve puzzles and discover the story of the last human alive. Though there may be a few scary enemies along the way, Europa is mostly about exploring a peaceful world, filled with breathtaking lakes, meadows, and mountainsides. Enjoy the free-flowing movement that allows you to explore the world filled with mystery and amazement when Europa releases on Steam and Nintendo Switch starting October 11th. This video is brought to you by Creatures of War. Embark on a horror-filled saga set in a treacherous world ruled by primal terrors. In this 2D side-scrolling survival horror adventure, you're tasked with finding the lost members of Delta Squad, who are sent here to investigate this dangerous island. As you search for these explorers, you'll face off against some nasty dinosaurs who aren't too keen on you entering their habitat. And though you probably want to unleash the power of your entire arsenal on these scaly beasts, they are still dinosaurs, so they aren't going down without a fight. Dodge, counter, and outsmart these predators with whatever tools you can find at your disposal. As this one-man army, it's up to you to discover what happened to the squad after a helicopter went down, and bring home as many of them as possible, if any. Creatures of War releases on Steam starting October 29th. But if you're dying to sink your teeth in this gory action game, the demo's available for you to download and try right now. From the same team that brought us the stunning watercolor adventure that none of us know how to pronounce, I'm sticking with Gree, Neva is the next gorgeous adventure you gotta keep your eyes on. Experience the story of a young woman and her bond with her majestic and badass wolf as they traverse through a dying world. In this emotionally charged action-adventure game, experience Alba's story as she's bound to a curious wolf cub after a traumatizing interaction with some dark forces. But that won't stop them from learning to work together and encouraging one another to brave the challenges ahead of them. And unlike Gree, Neva has combat, so if someone's getting in your way or just annoying you, you could probably hit it really hard. And that's honestly enough for me. So prepare to dive into this stunning world that's sure to tug at your heartstrings when Neva releases on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox starting October 15th. This crazy immersive RPG sandbox is back and bigger than ever in Streets of Rogue 2. Jump into a vastly randomized open world where your freedom and fun are going to be dialed up to 11. Your overall goal in Streets of Rogue 2 is to overthrow a corrupt president and take over the entire country. And whatever that path looks like for you, you're free to take it. Become a scientist, a cop, a ninja, start a zombie outbreak, whatever you want to do, this world is yours. Explore the world how you see fit, be that by fighting, sneaking, hacking, or farming your way into power. Taking the years of community feedback the first game received, Streets of Rogue 2 is taking everything into consideration to make the most open-ended experience that players can ask for. Featuring dozens of classes, an insane arsenal of weapons and gadgets, and all sorts of vehicles for you to hijack, this massive playground is yours for the taking. So, future Mixed President, get ready to take on the world of Streets of Rogue when the game releases on Steam in early access starting October 22nd. This critically acclaimed platform fighter is back and better than ever. Rivals of Aether II is a Smash Bros-like fighter that brings the intense combat you like from the original game in a whole new coat of paint. Making the jump from 2D to 3D, Rivals of Aether II will reunite players with classic characters like Zetterburn or Kane and Crag, as well as new competitors like Fleet and Loxodon. And there's going to be a whole bunch more as the starting roster of 10 characters evolves, adding new combatants to the game completely free of charge. Rivals 2 also adds some stable mechanics from the genre that the first game lacked, including shields, throws, and ledge grabs. So whether you're a veteran of the franchise ready to get back into the competitive scene, or a newcomer ready to learn and master new skills, Rivals is ready with arms wide open to teach you the ropes. So if you're still asking yourself, what is a rival? You'll be able to find out when Rivals of Aether II drops on Steam starting October 23rd. If you've ever played a video game before, you're probably familiar with the idea of saving the princess at the end of the game. Well, in this game, we're trying to slay her. I think? I'm honestly not sure at this point. Slay the Princess is a visual novel horror game featuring stunning hand-penciled art, a fully voice-acted story, and a princess. What's up with her? I'm still not sure. Slay the Princess is a game that I missed out on last year, but my podcast partner Topher has been singing the praises of it from the rooftops. And with the Pristine edition finally coming our way, how could I possibly ignore it this time? With 35% more content, new subtitle settings, console versions, and an entirely new ending to the game, this is the definitive way to play Slay the Princess. And with my newly acquired title of Serenity Forge creator, you can bet your ass I'll be playing this one so I can finally see what the hype's all about. So if you're a scrub like me and haven't played Slay the Princess yet, be sure to check out the Pristine edition when it releases on October 24th for Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. And if you already own the game on Steam, you'll be upgraded to the Pristine edition at no extra cost. Okay, so this was gonna be for my dating sim freaks out there, but like the really freaky ones. If you've ever wanted to date your microwave or your lamp or even your toilet, then Date Everything is the game for you. This sandbox dating sim allows you to explore the comforts of your own home and find true love with whatever you can find, like nearly everything. After you lose your job to a far superior AI, you receive a strange gift in the mail, some dope sunglasses. But they're not just any sunglasses, they let you see all the appliances and furniture as hot and sexy singles to date. Date Everything features over 100 fully voice-acted dateable characters, including the likes of Ben Starr, Bryce Papenbrook, Laura Bailey, Robbie Damon, Felicia Day, and many, many more. I'll honestly be shocked if we don't see the likes of Matt Mercer or Troy Baker in here. Each character has at least 3 possible endings, giving you hundreds of ways to experience this kooky dating sim. And if I may give you some advice, there is a vacuum cleaner to date. Do with that information what you will. Date Everything releases on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox starting on October 24th. So brush up on your currently non-existent riz before you get rejected by your basket of dirty laundry, okay? So I'm hearing food trucks are all the rage these days. So when I give passerbys the opportunity for some fresh fruit, this is Fruitbus. After your grandma passes away, she leaves you her locally famous Fruitbus. Known all around the island for her fantastic fruit-based dishes, you take on the responsibility of carrying on her legacy. There's just one problem. You have no idea what you're doing. In Fruitbus, you'll visit the various towns around the island, find out what dishes the locals are looking for, then forage the lands for the proper ingredients so you can make some mad cash. With that money, you'll upgrade your bus with better appliances and your own custom menu, as you continue to build upon the name your grandma left behind. I got to play the demo for Fruitbus last year and had a blast driving around and meeting the locals. Getting to listen to them tell you their stories about your grandma or even just their personal lives as you continue to evolve your dishes and make them the best they can be. So if you're ready to set up shop and make the ultimate fruit salad, then get ready for Fruitbus when it drops on Steam starting October 28th. And you can also check out the demo right now on Steam. Okay, so I know I didn't give you a lot of horror games for this spooky season, so here's one for you. This is Post Trauma. Inspired by classic survival horror games, you wake up to find yourself in a twisted reality outside of your own. Playing as Roman, a tormented train conductor, you'll be trying to survive a world filled with mind-bending puzzles and unspeakable horrors. Come face to face with these nightmarish creatures as you explore these horrific environments, where you'll have the option to fight them head on, or perhaps search for another path that's a little less scary. Utilizing the fixed cameras many classic horror games are known for, combined with the astonishing yet gag-inducing environments, you're in for quite the ride in this game. Find clues and solve puzzles to help figure out where you actually are, and even more importantly, how to get home. So put on your brave pants and prepare for an unforgettable horror experience when Post Trauma drops on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox starting October 29th. And that's a wrap on some of the best indie games you can look forward to playing in October. Let me know if I missed any of your most anticipated games for this month, and devs, sign off in the comments so that we can learn about your upcoming game in the future. Plus, I gotta start building my November list, so it'd be really helpful. Also, a friendly like on the video would be insanely appreciated. Plus, if you don't, I'm gonna steal all of your chargers. I don't care what they're for. They're gone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.